Hey guys, it's Fadra from allthingsfadra.com, and it's car review time. As you can see behind me, I'm reviewing a Kia today. This is a 2019 Kia Sorento, and it is so new that I'm not even going to be able to tell you everything that you want to know. I've got my little cheat sheet here. What I can tell you is that this is the SXL V6, which means it is equipped with everything. This is top of the line. And this is their SUV, great for families. It's got 3 rows of seating. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you everything I love about this on the inside and out, and then some of the things that I don't love. Maybe major, maybe minor. You'll have to stay tuned. Now, this is my first time with the Kia Sorento. I have seen the Sorento parked side by side with older models, and cosmetically, there's not a whole lot that's different that I can see. So one of the things that you might notice on this particular model, this is the SXL, which is limited, and you'll see 19-inch alloy wheels that have chrome finish. In fact, you'll see a lot of chrome accents by the windows, by the handles, along the side. Inside, you're also going to see some changes to the finish. We're going to spend most of the remainder of this tour on the inside of the vehicle because, number one, it's very buggy outside, and number two, it's very hot outside, and number three, because that is where this car excels. It's got so many options that I can't wait to get started and show them all to you. Let me start with what I love most. These are Napa leather seats, and I love this color. And speaking of seats, let's look at all the options. I can cool my seat, I can heat my seat, and so can my passenger, and you also have the option for a heated steering wheel. Then, the other thing I loved is what's under here. Now take a look inside. Talk about a connected car. We have an auxiliary port for those of you that still need them, want them, use them, a USB port, and 2 12-volt power ports. Now what is this down here? This is cordless charging for your phone if your phone supports that and you have the right case for it. I still don't have that yet. While we're talking about connectivity, let's move into the center console, where what you have here is another port, a USB port, but notice it's got the charging symbols. So this USB port is not for connectivity, this one is for charging your device. Now, why are the USB connections so important? Because of the multimedia center. So this does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if that's something you're looking for, you'll have complete integration into the system here. Okay, let's talk about this gorgeous steering wheel. It's got everything you might expect, from the ability to change your media mode, to hands-free options, to making phone calls, volume, select, and then over here we have all of our cruise control settings, and then this will walk you through the informational dashboard. Now is a good time to talk about what's on that dashboard. So a couple things you'll see. Right now it defaults to comfort mode. So that is the drive mode, and if you look in the lower right corner, I can change to eco mode, sport mode, or what's called smart mode, and all of those are going to make slight tweaks to your driving and also affect your gas mileage. I don't have the EPA's fuel estimates, but I can tell you throughout my driving, which has been a combination of city and highway driving, I've averaged between 22 and 26 miles per gallon. Now, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know I'm a short lady, so I like to give it the short lady test. First of all, as far as sitting, I'm very comfortable. I have the seat up high. The seat has great lumbar support, but when it comes to the control screen, I can't quite reach it. So I do have to lean a little bit to press the buttons. For that reason, I tend to favor vehicles that have controls here on the console so I don't have to lean. Now I'm going to talk to you about one of my other favorite things, and that is right above me. You see this beautiful light coming in? My husband and I have a love-hate relationship with sunroofs. I love them, he hates them. Now he's taller and he doesn't have as much hair up here, so the sunlight beats down on him and he doesn't like it. What I love though is, as long as I'm keeping the climate cool, I love the greenhouse effect that I get. Now I realize it can make the interior hot, but it can also make it very bright and very spacious. If you are buying an SUV, it's probably not going to be a single passenger vehicle. You are going to be hauling probably at least 2 or 3 people around with you. So the back seat is just as important, because you're probably going to have regular passengers back here. And I can tell you, I think your passengers will be very happy. Let me show you why. Kia has not forgotten about the backseat passengers. Not only do they give you access to the sunroof and the ability to close the sunroof from the front, but they also give you these solar screens that are built in, as well as heated seats. That's awesome. Plenty of legroom back here. And thank you, Kia, for this. You remember that your backseat passengers also need charging capabilities. So you've got a charging USB port, you've got a 12-volt port, and my favorite, a regular outlet. You notice it does have a child safety cover, and you do have the ability to turn the electricity on and off from the front seat. So you don't have to worry about foreign objects ending up inside your outlet. Air conditioning vents, side lights, but there's one more row of passengers that we have to be concerned with. There is a third row back here. What good is an SUV without some cargo capacity? So let's take a look at that. Let's look at capacity for stuff and for people. First of all, let's start with the power lift gate. You press a button and it opens. Now this is what it looks like with the third row seating down. And you have plenty of space, and you can get an optional cargo cover. There are a couple more things back here that I want to show you before we get to the passenger seating. All right, take a look at right here. I love it when a company does not forget about the third row passengers. So not only do we have some storage space here, a cup holder here, but we also have additional vents and climate control right here. Now what's in here? You will not find a spare tire. You will find a cargo net cover. You will find a tire jack, but there is a small spare mounted underneath the vehicle. Always want to check that out. Okay, now the other thing we want to know is how easy is the third row to put up and put back down. This is how easy. Pull up the headrest, pull it up. You want to put it down? The opposite motion. I find this is the simplest and easy way to manage a third row seat. And of course the second row folds completely flat for a ton of cargo space back here. And when you're all finished, press of the button and the power lift gate goes right back down. Let's go back inside this row again, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this seat back up. And when I put the seat back up, you can see that it has different adjustable backs. So if you like to lean back a little bit more in the back seat, or if you want something a little more upright, especially for safety, you have that option. Now I'm not sure if it's by design, but this is the only side that I found could actually tilt and slide forward. So that tells me entrance into the third row should be done from this side, unless there's some trick I haven't figured out. Here I am in the back row, and if I were to sit behind this side, I wouldn't have much leg room. But with the seats slid forward, I do have plenty of leg room back here. And I think a small adult would fit rather nicely, and kids would be fine back here. And the seats are surprisingly comfortable. Don't forget the extras that I mentioned, like the climate control and the cup holders. Well, I've given you a tour of the inside, but I did say I would talk about the things that I really loved and the things I really don't necessarily love. And let's start with the things that I don't love. This is my personal taste, my personal preference, and I thought I would let you know, and then we'll end on a good note. Materials matter. So I don't actually care for this type of material. I don't like the look of this texture. I also don't love this high gloss accent, which is throughout the car on the doors and the dash. The reason why is it's going to be, as you can tell, prone to fingerprints, prone to scratches. So this is a super minor detail, but this is what I pay attention to. So down here, these are the locking mechanisms for both the driver's side and the passenger side mats. Now in order to get them out, and I like that there are locks, but in order to get them out, you actually have to bend the mat forward, get some forward momentum. And when you do that, you tend to spill a lot of the dirt. So I take my mats out a lot and shake the dirt out. So I don't love that. My only other complaint is with the cargo cover, which is a nice idea, and I realize it's optional. But if you're going to have it up, you cannot readily put the third seats up or down. They will be trapped by that. So I think you have to either decide you're going to go with cargo space or you're going to go with passenger space, and be prepared for that. So that was super minor stuff, right? I'm really picky. But the things that I do love, I really love. So my favorite thing for sure is the connectivity that this car has, from the Apple CarPlay to the Android Auto to all of the USB ports, the auxiliary ports, the AC outlets. I mean, it's got everything. Kia understands that people want to stay connected, and they've outfitted the entire vehicle appropriately. The other thing I love, and I didn't really talk about it, I love the Harman Kardon sound system. It's amazing. And you know I've worked with Harman Kardon, so you know I have respect for their sound, and it's amazing in this car, whether you're listening to regular audio like books or podcasts, or you're listening to music. And then the last thing are these darn seats. They are so comfortable. I've been sitting on them all week, and I've been able to adjust them height-wise, front, back, and then that amazing lumbar support, and this sunroof. I mean, what's not to love? I think we're about ready to wrap this up. I've told you the things that I think are okay. I've told you the things that I loved, which far outweigh that. Overall, this is a really solid vehicle. I wouldn't mind seeing a little more flair in the design, but it's a really good vehicle, and the way it's outfitted right now, which is top of the line, I'm seeing price estimates of just over $44,000, which is about where I would expect an SUV like this. 7-passenger vehicle, 3rd row standard. You want more details, you'll see it all written up on allthingsfadra.com. And if you want to see more car reviews and other fun videos, please like and subscribe and leave me your comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love for you to tell me what you would like to see reviewed next. Bye guys.